70 to 80% of the cases that we have been having about cancer have always been cases that have been identified at a late stage, that is the stage 3 or 4.
What do you know about screening tests?
When was the last time ulienda hosi? Hello guys, how are you? My name is Mwangi Mwaneki and welcome to the Mind and Mike podcast. And we usually come to you every Wednesday and Friday. And today we are back yet with another episode. It will be very informative and we'll also look at some of the things that affect our health. We are going to look at something we call screening. Screening is basically doing a test about your health and having your health status tested, and to get to understand whether you are positive of a certain disease or you are not. So today we first look at the statistics that have been there, and 70 to 80% of the cases that we have been having about cancer have always been cases that have been identified at a late stage, that is the stage 3 or 4. The discussion is not going to be mine alone. We are going to have these guests who are here. We are going to understand whether they go for screening, why they fear going for screening, or why they think Kenyans tend to fear going for screening. So I'm going to first introduce the co-host and then we are going to have the guests watajiintroduce tuendelee na the podcast. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Stacy Chow. I'm the co-host. Stay tuned at our Mind and Mike podcast.
Hello, I'm Andrew Boyer. I'm glad to be the part of this podcast. Hello, I'm Angao. I'm happy to be part of this podcast.
We're going to take the first question.
Andrew, what can you tell people about screening test?
In terms of
what do you know about screening test?
It's the checking of a disease before the symptoms of a certain disease, of that disease appears starts to manifest. Yeah.
It's the checking of?
It's the checking of it is done to check the symptoms.
Oh.
Yeah, before they appear.
Okay.
To Godidio, when was the last time ulienda hosi? You didn't go for julikuwa mgonjwa. You didn't go to the hospital to see the doctor because you had a certain disease. When was the last time ulienda hospitali kukuwa checked whether uko na ama kuwa checked? Screening is all about a test to be sure about your health status. When did you go the last time? Msaidie microphone.
Last time nilienda hosi kwa kitambo sana. 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Na uko sure health status yako iko fit?
Yeah, iko fit.
Uko sure aje? Unajua siku hizi watu wanakaa and then the disease that you have inakuwa diagnosed when it is already too late. Nimekuambia hapa tukianza that 70% to 80% of the cases of cancer, and this is according to the Kenya
Statistics.
Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. They say that 70 to 80% of the cases of cancer zinakuwa identified at stage 3 when it is already too late. So uko sure like uko sawa? Unajua cancer si kama HIV ati unaenda huko.
Hiyo nayo. Niko fit.
Unajiaminia?
Mimi najiaminia. Yeah.
All right. Why do you think watu huogopa? For example, wewe umesema mara ya mwisho ulikuwa hospitali was in 2021.
Yeah.
So why do you fear going to the hospital to first check yourself whether uko sawa?
Utaenda huko upate uko positive.
Lakini ukipata uko positive, uko in hospital, they prescribe medication for you. They'll enroll you to treatment. Why do you have to fear?
You just have to fear it. Because kitu kisha hata results pengine tutaweza stuka na affect kiflani.
To Andrew, the same question. When was the last time ulienda hospitali kuangaliwa for a checkup, normal checkup?
I have never gone for to hospital for a checkup. Yeah.
And when was the last time you go hospitali?
Just recently, although they didn't treat me. Yeah.
So ulikuwa matembezi?
No. They requested for a high amount of money, and I was not ready to offer that amount. So I decided to go back with my sickness, with my disease.
Oh, so you had gone for a checkup?
Yeah.
And they charged you a higher amount?
Yeah.
So your reason is that ulienda kwa hospitali and they charged so high?
Yeah.
So that is one of the reason, I guess. Pia kwa watu wengine na affect you.
Yeah, you cannot charge someone like me for an only checkup 2,000. No. Why charge 2,000 and it's just a checkup, normal checkup? Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that the government should chip in or should come to the aid of people so that they can get screened? For example, a disease like cancer, the percentage is very high. 70 to 80% is a very huge number. If that means that only one person among this podcast, this panel, is not positive on cancer at a very advanced stage. We get so maybe one of 70% means almost all of us have it. So what do you think the government should do so that it can make sure everyone goes for screening at an early age or at an early stage so that they can be able to manage this disease right from the beginning?
Okay, the government has already done something, because I don't think some of the checkups in hospital, like for example, cancer, tuberculosis, the checkups are done free. Yeah, they are free of charge. I think so. Yeah, those screening so they have just taken an action of making sure even a person who is coming from a lower background is able to go for a checkup and know the status of himself or herself. So they have done something incredible in terms of health, of just making sure that the screening or the checkups are done for free. Yeah, some of them.
Okay. Stacey, you can ask the second question.
In Kodidio, how can you advise a person who wants to go for a checkup?
My advice is, ukiendea hiyo checkup, just be ready for the results zenye zitatoka. Yeah.
So they should be ready for anything, either positive or
negative.
And to Andrew, what are the importance of the checkup?
Okay, the checkup usually reduce the cost of the cost which you are supposed to use when you go for a treatment of a certain disease. The moment you have gone for a checkup, you usually reduce or you stop the disease at some point. Yeah, because let's, for example, you are suffering, you were at a early stage of a cancer and you have gone for a checkup. So the treatment which you are supposed to use when the cancer is, let's say for example, stage 4 or it has already advanced, it has been cut short. Yeah, so I think the checkups usually reduce the cost which you are supposed to use in a certain treatment. Again, it sharpens the community when it comes to the checkups. A certain person is able to know that when I go for a checkup, this thing will stop, or this thing, doctors will be able to detect something in my body and they will interfere with it. So it's something which the community is, which is shaping the community, in fact. Again, I think the checkups also they do what. I think those are really things which I'm able to remember, although there are many.
Yeah.
There are disadvantages of the checkup.
Yeah, everything has disadvantages. Although, let's say for example, you might cause something which is called stigma to the person. So the moment you have known that you have a cancer at a first stage, yes, you won't do something, but you will be having that fear that it might grow and grow and grow. In future, I might die very early without even accomplishing my dreams or my goals. Again, it might when you will start to keep yourself away from the others because you are just fearing that somebody might detect something or might just concerned about your status or you will be able to maybe it can even interfere with someone's family because you will start just asking questions. With these things that continue with my children, with my partner, we need to go further to even just building something like cancer usually get. The moment it enters to a family, it might even just your grandson, your granddaughter might get the disease. So even it can break the lineage.
So I have a question. Sorry for cutting you, but I have a question. There is a certain fear that seems to be there about families when it comes to going to get tested for cancer. You hear someone saying, if I get tested and get cancer, do not even bother about me. Maybe if it is at a late stage or even at a first stage, they think that it is going to be expensive. What do you think the government should do so that people can stop fearing being screened, and if they get cancer, that they are going to be treated without bothering their families as it seems to be? Because we all see that suffering about a family. They try to raise a lot of money, sell their properties, do all they can so that they can save their kin. What do you think we should do, or the government should do, to just help deal with this disaster of cancer?
Okay, the only thing that the government must do is to make the cancer treatment free. Only that. Because the moment someone gets cancer, even if it is at the early stage, you will have to spend more. By selling your land, by selling everything you have, spending the money of which you have been saving all the way. So the only thing which they can just make it easier and people to go for those screening, for those treatment, is just making the cancer treatment free of charge.
So another question, I think almost the last one, but maybe if Stacy Akonaga atauliza, what do you think we can do so that we can have, because it is not only we have specified cancer, but it is not the only disease that is taking people at a late stage. We have tuberculosis and other congenital diseases. They are following at a very close, over 60% of those cases are detected at a or diagnosed at a very late stage. Over 60% of them, the congenital and tuberculosis. How will you encourage people out there so that they can be able to come out and have so that they can be tested and get to know about that disease early enough and it can get treated?
Okay, this can be done by creating awareness. Just go out there and try to make people understand the importance of this thing. Because the moment someone understands this and that, it will be easier for them to go for those checkups, because they won't fear anything, because they have already known this thing and that thing, and the way they will be keeping themselves and the way they'll be trying to avoid these diseases.
Okay, Stacy, do you have the last question?
Is it important to inform relatives when you want to undergo the treatment or the checkup?
At some point it is important, because maybe you might need your mchango. You might need them to hold you a hand. So at some point it is important, and you can just express them to you can just tell them so that they can even themselves they can go for those checkups. You tell them the important. Don't just tell them I have cancer and that's all. No, just tell them you can go for those screening. I have this and that. The medics has told me that it is in this stage, and these are the precautions which I can take to prevent it from growing, to prevent it from just anything else. So you can just involve them to your situation, but you'll be so keen because you might just themselves they might just try to keep away from you. Because others they might think that you can spread it, although it's not possible. Others they might start saying, oh, so and so just did and that, so and so was just living a luxurious life and ended up just getting cancer. So and so was living a very, very useless life. I don't know what and what. So you might do it, but you'll be so keen.
And to Nkodidio, from the conversation that we have just had, do you think it is important for us, or will you encourage someone out there to go for the screening?
I would like to encourage so that we can be aware of our status.
Do you have any last words from anyone?
Guys, you can go for those screenings. Nowadays they are done for free, by the way. If you go to an hospital and you ask a doctor to just do a screening for tuberculosis, they are done for free nowadays. Cancer screening, I think so. Although I'm not sure. Those they are, but the government can make this thing easier. To prevent that, just charging people those kind of amount of millions of money, just billions. They can just cut some amount of money and make it easier for people so that they can go for those treatments. And regular screening are very important. Although I've never gone for one. And I don't think whether I can go for those screenings.
But by the way, we have to encourage men, because men tend to not care about, they do not care about screenings. Hata mimi sikumbuki the last time nilikuwa hospitali kuwa checked whether niko na disease. I've been there some few months ago, I think in July this year, but ilikuwa ni June. I had a disease and then I feel like I need to go to the doctor. If I didn't have it, singekuwa nimeenda. I don't remember the last time. I guess ni kama Nkodidio in 2021. Hizo zingine nimeenda nikaona tu kutembelea daktari. But we need to encourage men out there. Muende mpimwe kwanza nyinyi juu. Nyinyi you don't care. Ladies do visit. Ukiuliza Stacy hapa, anaweza sema alikuwa hapo juzi tu. Not so long ago. Hata ikitake a long time, maybe a month. So if you do it maybe after every 3 months, utakuwa sawa. So when we come to diagnose that uko na disease kitambo, tutaweza kuisimamisha before it spreads to your body. And some of the I researched, and some of the tests that you can go for, kuna pap smears, that is for ladies to test its cervical cancer. We also have mammography for the breast cancer. We also have the colonoscopy. It usually tests the bowel of the stool. So if we go out there and start practicing screening so that our health can remain stable, the health status can remain stable, we are going to have a very healthy country, and we are going to be able to work. Because when one person dies because of, or is diagnosed, they have some cancer, or they have any other disease, that means that the workforce that has been produced reduces. Because ukigojeka kwa podcast kama hii ukose kukuja, that means that the information that you are giving us, the resource that we are getting from you isn't there anymore, or anyone else who is in the production team. So thank you for watching us. My name is Mwangi Mwaneki. That has been the Mind and Mike podcast.